Yeah. How's everybody doing? I am G. The Seeker of Truth. This is Spiritual Stake. And yes, your spirit is at stake. We are doing our Bible breakdown. We are currently in the book of Exodus on chapter 17. Just a quick overview of 16. In 16, we seen the children of Israel once again go into a state of murmuring because they didn't have no food. And they had Moses. They say, y'all brought us out here in the desert so we could die of starvation. We see the children of Israel receive manna. They was told not to go out on the seventh day because it wasn't going to be no manna there. And it was, excuse me, and it was double manna on the sixth day just because it wasn't none for the seventh day. And the seventh day come and we see the children of Israel once again go out here to get manna. And it's just the disobedience is crazy, right? And so we just talking about, like, we use that and we reference that to our lives, how we are, how the Most High can, how we'll come to a situation, we'll be faced with trials and tribulations and turmoil, and the Most High will bring us through that situation, and in that moment we give him all the praise and all the glory, and then once we find ourselves into trials and tribulations again, we forget. We revert back to that state of fear instead of looking at new challenge and smiling, saying, I got somebody working with me and I know that I can overcome everything. But it's not what we do. We're the children of Israel. We don't do that. We see the issue and we like, oh Lord, oh my God, is this where it's going to be the end at? And then in that regard, where's your faith? If your faith is only strongest if your faith is only strong as the miracle that's been done for you today, then how strong really is your faith? But that was 16. We going into 17. Y'all know how we do. You gonna fire up? Go ahead on the fire up. This is a smoking steady session. Somebody told me that I couldn't smoke weed and worship God. I laugh. Right? Because I don't look the best. Ain't nothing this is no high production here. Right? Ain't no high production. The most classiest thing that I get is this spiritual stake sign up here. Right? But outside of that, this is a phone. There is me, and there's this. I'm not lying on nowhere to come out of here. I give my takes on it, right? I'm not trying to worship nothing. I'm going to say that for you. You can worship whatever. However, I'm not trying to worship nothing. I'm the truth seeker. We seek truths. We abolish lies. We break generational curses over here. And we do all of it while smoking a big perfecto. And so if that bother you, deuces to you. But I guarantee you this. The message that you could got here, you ain't going to get it over there. I went to gourmet school. I'm a chef. And it's not a cockiness. I speak with confidence because I know I have the Most High backing me. If I felt like I was bogus or I was wrong, I wouldn't even do it. Do you? Let's put this in perspective. Let's put this into perspective, right? Spiritual Stake started 1.5 years ago. 1.5 years ago. In 1.5 years, I've accumulated 15 15 subscribers. 15. I had 17, but then 2 of them left. They said that kitchen a little bit too hot. Hey, more power to you. But for me having 15, for Spiritual State to be 15 strong, not the biggest, we the realest. This ain't where you come if you want somebody to pop a nipple in your mouth and breastfeed you. Why you think it's called Spiritual State? I said that back in the beginning. I'm like, Paul, I have a desire to give you the meat of the word, but you're a baby, so you need myrrh. I ain't got no myrrh. I got some steak. I got something you ain't never heard before. Out of Bible, you done read 1,000 times. I bet you ain't never seen or heard like this. But anywho, I had to address that. Back to our regular schedule program. We're going to chapter 17. With no further ado, if you're going to fire up. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Now here we go again with the crying. They're just like you, right? They're just like the person that say, I can't listen to dude because he's smoking. Right? They're just like us. Say, make provision for us. Father, make provision. Most High, make provision for me. Source, make provision. And then provision is made, but the provision don't look like you thought it was going to look. The provision don't sound like you thought it was going to sound. The journey for the children of Israel, they thought they were just going to walk up out of Egypt and go straight to the promise. And that's what's wrong with us. We thought just because we jumped into a religion that we automatically was going to receive the promise that came with the religion. You think you ain't got no work got to be did? You go give me any religious text to say you ain't got to work on yourself. Any religious text. You ain't gonna find none. They don't get nowhere in there about you bettering yourself as an individual at all. Now they ain't came out of Egypt. They were about to want water. The water they said was too bitter. Say Moses threw a tree in it. Made it sweet for them. Then they get out here 3 days, they ain't had nothing to eat. And they got manna for them. Take this from these children of Israel. And you can take it from me, or you don't got to take it from me. But for those who's supposed to get it, they're going to get it. God, the Most High, never promised that the journey was going to be easy. He never promised that it wasn't going to be hard times in that journey. He never promised that it wasn't going to be obstacles in that journey. He never said it wasn't going to be trial. It wasn't going to be tribulation. Never said it wasn't going to be strife. It was never said there wasn't going to be depression. It was never said that there wasn't going to be heartache. It was never said that you wasn't going to lose those closest to you. He said, I'll bring you through. I made you a promise. I didn't promise you it was going to be beautiful. I didn't say we finna paint a Mona Lisa. I told you that I got you and I have a place for you. I promise you a better place. Now you got to believe in me to take you there, regardless of how it look. Four, and Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? they be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel in thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thy hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Then came Amalek. Ain't that how we are though? What that movie is? Hey God, do you hear me? It's me, Margaret. Hey God, are you there? It's me, Margaret. That's how we be in our trouble, right? Hey God, you ain't seen what I'm going through? You said you was always gonna have me. Hooping and hollering. And then we try to get authoritative, right? It's my authority. It's my authority. You told me in Isaiah. But this same authority that we become so empowered with in our moment of need, when everything is going fine, we forget we got it. Right? Because we feel like if it's going fine and everything going our way, so we straight. We go to work. We go to church. We do good deeds. Everything going fine. Every day. And you might get up and say, thank you, Most High, for allowing me to rise on this day, to be prosperous once again. And you're going to be done with it. But in them times of trials and tribulations, all day long, Lord God, make it better. Used to couldn't get you to get in the church. Now they can't get you out the church because you're going through something. Used to couldn't get you on the phone. Now they can't get you off the phone because you're going through something. And you need somebody to tell you it's going to be okay. You need mama to pray for you like she used to. And then what mama tell you? Baby, I ain't never stopped praying for you. And it cuts you all the way down and you start crying and you tell, I'm going to do better. I'm going to get back on right. I'm going to fix my relationship with everything going to be good. And then the Most High say, come on, let's get you out of this. And then you out of it. And mama call and mama say, you think you can come by here this weekend? I just want to spend some time with you. Well, nah, mama, I got something else I already got planned to do. Now you ain't got time to go see mama. Now that little hour that you was in the bathroom in the shower crying, praying about all the faults and wrongs in your life, now you in the shower 5 minutes and you out. You about. Because, hey, it's all good. You see? Never being able to truly take the bad with the good. Feeling like just because you picked up a religion, you picked up the promise with it, and not knowing that you had to do the work that came with it. And so many get lost. And so many had their face shaking. Because the pastor that stood up in the pulpit with the $300 suit on, that drove the nice car, that had the nice little first lady, he ain't never say that you had to do the work. He ain't never break it down to you what that work looked like in your real life. Why is he talking to me about mountains and slingshots when we ain't got no slingshots out here? What did he talk about what's going on today? If you cannot take the context at the Bible and apply them to our life, get out the pulpit. That ain't your real gift. That's not your real calling. You supposed to be in the church. You ain't supposed to be up there. It's supposed to be something that you get to change your soul. It ain't supposed to come from the choir singing. It ain't supposed to come from the praise team out here dancing. All that stuff was added in. And don't get me wrong, there ain't nothing wrong with the choir singing. I love it. I used to sing in the choir, youth choir. I used to go off. No, I never did. I could not sing. But anyway, I thought I did. But I used to be in the youth choir. Excuse me. I used to participate in all the things in church. Right? There's nothing wrong with the choirs. There's nothing wrong with the praise team. But here go the thing. When the only thing that you remember from service was how good the choir sang, or how good the praise team did they dance, or how good brother such and such looked today with his 3-piece on, or how fine old girl looked today, if that's the only thing you left that service with, then either the message ain't right or you ain't right. And you can't blame it on nobody. Hey, then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out. Fight with Amalek tomorrow. I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek, and Moses and Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. I'm going to get that name pronunciation right too. But y'all know how I am about the pronunciation of these names. Y'all riding with me, y'all right here in 1711. And y'all can say how y'all want to say it. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword, Amalek. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And that's the end of chapter 17. Did I offend you? Good. See, that's what the wise would call spiritual conviction. There is nothing perfect here. Obviously, you see, I be stumbling over words every day. It don't stop. And then, people make their comments, hey, it's pronounced such and such. And, they try to be jokes. And he. Ha ha. Did you get the message? Okay. Because, and see, life I've lived, it doesn't bother. I will be out here, right? I'll be the picture of everything they hate. Because I'm doing the one thing that drives me. The one thing that if I don't do, I feel it. Outside of me blowing, like I feel my own blow. But the desire for this spiritual state, the daily need of it, when I go a day without it, I feel it. I feel weak. I feel spiritually susceptible to all attacks by the enemy because I am not guarded. And the one thing I'm learning that once you get to a deeper level of spirituality, then you must always be guarded. Because you basically putting yourself out there like, I'm ready for a new challenge. When you start digging. And when the things that I say, they hit a nerve, and it make you cut my videos off, it make you skip my shorts. When it hit a nerve, it make you mad. He don't know what he talking about. I just told you something that you needed for your spirit. And it wasn't me, because I'm the vessel. You hear me? I'm the vessel. I am the flawed vessel, and you see my flaws. I don't hide them. I don't say all the words right. I'm not going to say all the words right. I ain't trying to say, I ain't going to lie, sometimes I do. But some of them words that be like 4, 5, 6 syllables long, boy, you can have them all day long. But what I'm trying to do is make you go dig it up, making you look it up for yourself. Let us learn. Let us be wise. Why are we saying we got all this knowledge? What's the purpose in knowing better and not doing better? If you stuck your hand in the fire one time and got burned, you ain't finna stick your hand back in the fire. But yet and still, we keep playing with the fire. Playing with the fire. Every day that you know you're supposed to be doing better, you don't do better. You playing with the fire because you feel like you can do that tomorrow. Like I stated earlier, here in Spiritual State, our primary goal is to make you look at us for yourself with the subtitle of the Generational Curse Breakers. Right? Because I had to break everything I was taught according to religion. And then when and let me tell you about that breaking process. That breaking process is terrible. It is horrendous. It is the most fearful state I've ever been in spiritually. Wrestling with everything I was taught. My mama told, my grandma told me, my family, what they believe in wholeheartedly. To go against the family is sure social death. But I had to make that. I made that decision, right? Because it wasn't sitting right with my spirit. I couldn't keep standing around listening and laughing and giggling and going along with what didn't sit right in my spirit. Because then who am I? To all of y'all that want to be greater, who had that greatness in you, don't be afraid to take that step. Remember what Paul said. So he had to die to his flesh daily. I had to show that I am willing to be considered dead by my family. To be considered isolated by my loved ones, my friends, those I call close, I felt were close. In order to get closer to something that truly was going to elevate me, that truly fed my spirit. And that's what we hear. I love my family, but I'm not willing to jeopardize my spirituality. Both sides. I'm not willing to jeopardize my spirituality. And I don't think you should either. Especially when you can look at this and at the end of the day, there is no ulterior motive. What would be my ulterior motive? Right? Remember, we 15 deep. Been that way for a long time. So what would be my ulterior motive? But do you know why I'm not everywhere? Do you know why they keep kicking me out the algorithm? Because I'm giving you truth food. This is uncut, unfiltered truth. Straight from the word to you. And I ain't sitting around no collection plate. I told you from the beginning, I don't want you liking, I don't care about all that. They talking about some G, you ain't gonna never get monetized. Hey, if I gotta go against what I feel is socially acceptable to me, right? If morally acceptable, excuse me, to me. If I go against something that's against my spirituality, against my principality, I don't want it no way. Especially when I know that, what? Money is nothing. We have it, we done been with it, we done been without it. And they say a rich dude to say money ain't nothing. I ain't rich. I ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? The only motive is to make you look it up for yourself. And you come to your own conclusion about what you read with yourself. And then when you get to Proverbs and it say to lean out unto your own understanding. And then when you get further down, they say the wise man. Don't understand nothing. Understanding. If it hits you, if it resonates with your spirit, this might be something you need to take a look into. I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. This done been a great chapter for me. I think I needed this chapter more so than y'all did. I needed everything. My sounding board, I have to say it, I need it for me. For my growth, for my spiritual growth. Every day I get, and then this is like every day I get on here, every video I drop, it's like, in my mind, I know. I ain't gonna say I know, but the likelihood of it going far, I know this be slim. Because I just know how it is. I've seen how the algorithm, I know how it works. The topics I speak on, they out, but they out here, they diluted. The people that's giving the information, they are diluting it down, watering it down. But these right here, these uppercuts, baby, these raw. These porterhouse, they coming straight off the grill. But for me to know this, for me to be knowing that, for me to know that I'm 15 strong, that we are 15 deep here, and for me to still get up here and upload, it's hard for me. Me as a person, it's hard for me because I'm like, I don't put my heart and my soul into the editing process, into the production. I put everything into giving you this word as true and as raw as I can. Right? So, and then I'm sensitive about my stuff. So for me to bear myself, it's hard. But I do it because I can't not do it. I'm invested spiritually. And as far like we going. We gonna make it to Revelation. We need a bigger table. We need a bigger table. Cause we finna get deep. Anyway, I am G, the seeker of truth. This here is Spiritual State. And until next time, y'all stay elevated.